May I please your lordship.
Yes, please.
Well, I have some personal difficulty, my lord, that item 10 of today's list, my lord.
Yes.
Well, maybe adjourn, my lord, and
Have you informed the other side?
other said yes, ma'am.
Yes, last night he informed me. In fact, I asked him, he informed me.
Or request made by you, LOD.
Yes, ma'am.
List the matter after 3 weeks.
After 4 weeks, ma'am.
After
4 weeks, ma'am.
3 weeks.
Obliged, ma'am.
Lordship, I beg to mention item number 6, your lordship. Messino has some personal difficulties, your lordship, so matter may be adjourned for 3 weeks, your lordship.
Jai Barbuya.
Lordship.
He informed me last night.
At least give a mention memo, no?
Lordship,
There's
sir,
a
next time.
notification, there's a
Lord-
notification to that effect.
Lordship.
On request made on behalf of Jai Barbuya,
No,
to the
six.
council for the applicant, list after 3 weeks.
Obliged, lordship.
May I please demand that I beg to mention item number 9,
Oh.
9,
9 man.
yeah.
I'll kindly adjourn the matter for 2 weeks man.
You are Mr.
R Ali.
On request made by R. Ali, then the council for the applicant, list the matter after 3 weeks.
And I am a
May I please, my lord. I beg to mention item number 5, my lord. It may kindly be adjourned for 3 weeks. There is some personal difficulty on the part of the engaged council, my lord.
Who's the engaged council?
A Lal, Mr. A Lal.
Yeah, John.
In fact, morning I came to know, today morning, I prepared this matter.
On request made on behalf of A. Lal, Leonard council for the applicant, list the matter after 3 weeks. Yes.
Much.
Lordship, I'm praying for adjournment of item number 4.
This one you've given your adjournment slip. Correct. Yeah. Appearing on behalf of,
I'm Rahman.
on request made on behalf of M. Rahman, Leonard council for the applicant. List the matter after
4 weeks.
4 weeks. Yes.
Item 1 of daily order.
Item 1 is the state appeal against acquittal, lordship.
Hmm.
And
Leave petition is there?
lead petition has come up before your lordship. Here,
Notice has gone.
no. Today it has come up for the first time. He is acquitted of offences under the PC Act.
Heard MS says Jahan, Leonard addition. This is an application for grant of leave to the state of Assam to file an appeal against the equity under section 378 within bracket 3 of the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973. Stop. Issue notice. Applicants to take steps for service of notice on the sole respondent by a registered post AD within 1 week.
1 week, lordship. Morigaon, I'll send it.
List the matter after 4 weeks.
No, he stays in Guwahati.
Two.
May I please?
Pranab Talukdar, I have missed a matter perhaps. I need to file my objection. I'll file it within a week. To the I,
You have the MS?
Pardon?
Your good name, please.
R. Goswami,
You are appearing on behalf of the applicant also?
applicant, petitioner.
Okay, heard MS R. Goswami, Learned Legal Aid Counsel for the applicant. MS S. Jahan, Learned additional PB Assam is allowed 1 week time to file objections. This is the matter after 2 weeks.
lordship.
Obliged.
Three.
3, we have filed our objection. It's not on record, my lordship, since the LCR is arrived. Registry may be directed to prepare the paper book, my lord. Yes.
In the main criminal appeal. Heard MS L. Devi, Learned Counsel for the appellant. Also heard MS B. Buyan and additional PB Assam. Stop. LCRs have been received. Registry is directed to prepare the paper book and list the matter after 4 weeks.
Lordship. Lies.
Item 7 and 8, hearing.
Yeah, please, your lordship, item number 8, please, sir, means item be passed over for a time being.
This is the last case.
Hmm. Okay, my senior is coming. No, not okay.
This is the last case on the board.
Second item.
Yes, Talukdar.
My lord, if it is taken after half an hour, it will be convenient, my lord.
Last item. So
This is the
last-
last item on the board.
Then I'm ready. 7, 9.
Yes.
8, Mr. Otto is there.
Hmm?
2 items connected.
Yes. My lord, first of all, FIR.
Both parties are ready?
Mr. Atal, he is in another court.
Both the parties is required to be ready, otherwise difficulty.
Ready?
Then can you proceed?
Instruction from the senior.
Why not you go and take and come?
Okay. Thank you.
What is this matter about?
My lord, it is life imprisonment.
Under section?
Hmm.
302.
Yes.
Lordship, allegation against the accused person, they have burned down the deceased. There's a dying declaration, my lord. Because of petty fights, my lord, the occurrence have taken place. Dying declaration, and it was recorded by the doctor, and it was oral dying declaration to other witnesses also.
Where's the dying declaration?
Lordship, it's at page 85 of the paper book.
85.
They are the neighbors, my lord, accused persons.
বুঝুন? আপনি করিব।
I think both the sides are ready, my lord.
Proceed.
Now, let us, my lord, read FIR, then it will be convenient for your lordship to come. Page 4. It starts from page 5. Sir. Humble submission is that around 8:30 a.m. on 18/8/2014, the above mentioned accused person came to my sister-in-law, wife of my elder brother, house and quarreled with her over the issue of laying eggs by their hand. The accused person set Ruby Pandit, my sister-in-law, on fire by pouring kerosene oil when my elder brother was not at home. As a result of which, my sister-in-law jumped into pond nearby to save her life. Hearing her scream, her neighbor lifted her from the pond and took her to Jogijan Primary Health Center. Later, she was referred to Guwahati Medical College for better treatment. Later, my sister-in-law, wife of my elder brother, died in the medical college. My sister-in-law herself stated the names of the above-mentioned accused person before the doctor and the police. I therefore pray you to take necessary steps by inviting into the matter and oblige. This is the FIR, my lord. This FIR was on 18/8/2014. Thereafter, my lord, recording of deposition of PW1. Thereafter, my lord, police submitted the charge sheet. After the submission of the charge sheet submitted under section 302 IPC, and after the submission of the charge sheet, my lord, the trial start. And in the trial, there are 17 prosecution witnesses. Out of the 17 prosecution witnesses, my lord, not a single witness was present before the
13 prosecution witnesses.
13 witnesses, but not a single witness was present before the at the time of incident. Not a single. When the incident took place, there was no single witness was present. Whatever may be, let us read about this examination, recording of deposition of the witnesses. Page number 10. On oath, his name is Sanjoy Pandit. I am the complainant of this case. I know the accused person. The incident took place around 8:30 p.m. on 18th. It should be 8 a.m. On 18/8/18. Hearing a hue and cry in deceased Ruby Pandit house, I went and saw her naked body burning in the bank of the pond. Taking a gamsa from Mohan, I covered the private parts. When we asked her, she said Mohan Samoli and Mohani Majumdar set her ablaze. Ruby is my Nabu, elder brother's wife. When we informed at the police station, police came and took her statement. Later, we took her to Jubidan Hospital as per direction of the police. From there, she was referred to GMCH, but she died on the way to Guwahati. Police seized a gallon of kerosene, a burnt bedsheet, ashes of burnt cloths, and pieces of plastic sticking on sack from Ruby Pandit house and took my signature. I lodged the Izahar in the police station on the day of the occurrence itself. Exhibit 1 is the Izahar and Exhibit 1 is my signature. Exhibit 2 is the seizure list. Exhibit 2(1) is my signature therein. The accused persons are Ruby Pandit's neighbor. I lost the Izahar as my elder brother's Ruby husband was busy in hospital. My elder brother is a carpenter. At the time of the incident, my elder brother was at Fojai. I cannot say when my elder brother went out for work in the morning. My elder brother and sister-in-law got married about 11 years ago. They have 2 sons. At the time of incident, both the boys were in my house. The distance between my house and my elder brother's house is about 50 meters. We are 4 brothers. 3 of us live together and Ruby and her husband live separately. We did not hear about any quarrel that had taken place between my elder brother and sister-in-law. On my arrival at the place of occurrence, I met Mohan, Niren, Titendra, and Biren. I did not walk with my sister-in-law on the bank of the pond. She said the names of the accused person. After she was taken at home, at that time the accused person were not there, but there were other people. It is not a fact that I had not questioned my sister-in-law and I have adduced false evidence. It is not a fact that the accused had not set ablaze. It is not a fact that I have adduced false evidence against the accused to save my brother. This is the evidence of PW1, who is an informant. Now PW2. On oath, I know the complainant. I also know the accused. The occurrence took place in 2014 at around 8 a.m. On the day of occurrence, I was going to cut grass in the field. At that time, I heard a hue and cry on the bank of the pond beside my house. Then I went to the bank of the pond. Biren, Hiren, and Rotish Sarkar also went to the place of occurrence along with me. Accused Mohan pointed to the pond and said that someone was there. Then we, that is Biren and I, picked up from water. At first I got I could not recognize her because her entire body was burnt. Later, I recognized her as Piyush Pandit's wife. The woman asked why she had been picked up from water and she asked to throw her in water again. Later, I left from the bank of the pond. Cross-examination. It is not a fact I had stated before the police. After lifting from water, the woman had told squirming, Mohan, Sama, and Moni. Moni set me on fire and shouted. It is not a fact that I have adduced false evidence today. He is also not any witness. Cross by defense. The woman had not made any sound while she was lying in water. After 10 minutes of her lifting from water, she just said to throw her in water. The pond belongs to Ankur Master. Next, my lord, third PW3. On oath. I know the complainant as well as the accused. The occurrence took place around 8:30 a.m. about 2 years ago. Mohan made a hue and cry saying that someone fall down in water. Hearing his scream, Nitendra and I went near pond. Both of us lifted the woman from the pond. The woman said to throw her in water again. The woman was not in recognizable state, but later I recognized her as Piyush's wife, Ruby. Later, Piyush's brothers took her home. Plus, it is not a fact that I stated before the police that after lifting from water, the woman has told, Mohan, Sama, and Moni set me on fire. It is not a fact that I stated before the police that later when people gathered, Mohan, Sama, and Moni fled away. Cross by defense, my house is situated about 200/300 meter away from the place of occurrence. This is the main point, Your Lordship. I did not hear if Piyush and the accused had any quarrel. I did not hear about any quarrel between Piyush and his wife. Ruby had not mentioned name of person. This is the cross. Next, page 4, PW4. On 18/4, on 18/8/2014, 18/8/2014, while I was working as senior MNHO of Jugijan Public Health Center, on the day I examined the injured person, Srimati Ruby Pandit. The deceased name is Ruby Pandit. At 36-year-old woman. On the basis of police recognition of Jugijan PP, the injured person was identified and escorted by Constable 504 Adit Burman of Jugijan PP. During examination, I found Ruby Pandit was responding to her question and she was examined burned having 98 to 99% deep burn injury. After giving first aid treatment of Jugijan PHC, I referred the victim to Guwahati Medical College Hospital. As per my opinion, the injured were grievous in nature caused due to burn. Exhibit 3 is the medical report submitted by me. Exhibit 3.1 is my signature. At the time of examination of victim, I also recorded the dying declaration of victim in pursuance of witness, as she was found willing to give statement and she was also found capable of giving statement declaration. As per declaration, persons, namely Mohan Biswas, Sama Biswas, and Moni Majumdar, set ablaze her by pouring kerosene by entering into her house at 8 a.m. on 18/8/2014. I obtained the thumb impression of victim on the declaration and I endorsed the thumb impression. Exhibit 4 is the said dying declaration of the victim, Ruby Pandit. Exhibit 4 is my signature along with the endorsement note. Cross. I first saw the victim at about 10:20 a.m. on 18/8/2014. The incident took place at 8:30. The victim was found on the hospital bed. At that time, the victim was found talking with her person. At the time of recording of dying declaration, the hospital staff and the 3 witnesses were present. I questioned the victim. I did not interfere her while she was telling the facts, as the victim could not move her, and so I told her, I held her to put thumb impression on the declaration. I did so. I did not sign after endorsing the thumb impression. I recorded the dying declaration immediately After admitting the patient in the hospital, due to critical condition of patient, I referred to GMCH. It is not a fact that the victim was not in a position to give statement when she was brought to hospital, and she was not in a conscious state. It is not a fact that I did not obtain any thumb impression of the victim. It is not a fact that the victim did not mention the name of any person in her statement. This case, my lord, stand only on the statement of PW4, who is doctor. The court below passed the judgment on the strength of the PW4, especially dying declaration. Now, my lord, deposition of PW5, page 20. I know complainant Sanjoy Pandit. I also know the accused person. The occurrence took place 3 years ago. Around 8 a.m. on the day of occurrence, when I was getting ready to go to work, I heard shouting of Mohan Bishwas saying that one person had fallen down in the pond. I arrived at the bank of the pond, but in the meantime, Nitendra Bhumik and Biren Hira lifted the woman from the pond. Then the woman requested to throw her in water again. Hearing her voice, I recognized her as Piyush's wife. Later, the woman was taken to the hospital. I saw burn injuries on her person. Later, she died. He is also not an eyewitness. Because the woman was not in a state of speaking. She had just said once to throw her into water again. I saw black mark in her face. At that time, her husband was not at home. I cannot say when her husband went out before the occurrence. I do not know about the relationship between the husband and wife. I had no witness. I had not witnessed how did she catch fire. She has told, I did not witness how did she catch fire. That means she is not eyewitness on the spot. Next, PW6, page 22. I know the complainant as well as the accused, and the occurrence took place about 2 years ago. Around 8-9 a.m. on the day of occurrence, accused Mohan Bishwas shouted, saying that someone had fallen down in the pond. When I rushed to the bank of the pond, I saw a woman lying in the pond. Then Nitendra and Biren Hira lifted the woman. She was not in a recognizable state. She was burnt. The woman said once, throw me into water again. Then I recognized her as Piyush's wife. Later, she was taken home. The woman died. Later, I heard that the woman told that the accused person had set her on fire. I had not seen the Ruby's husband Piyush at the time of occurrence. Piyush had gone out from the house about half an hour before the occurrence took place. I did not know about the relationship between the spouses. They had 2 children. I did not see the children at the time of occurrence. The woman was in an unconscious state when she was lifted from water. It is not a fact that the woman had not said anything and that she was not in a state of speaking. It is not a fact that Ruby had quarreled with her husband and she herself set fire on her. There is no eyewitness on the spot. Next, PW7. I know the complainant since after the case. I do not know the accused person. On 18/8/14, when I was working at Jugijan PP, information was received. Working as Jugijan police post, information was received that a woman by name Ruby Pandit was taken to Jugijan hospital for sustaining burn injury, and I, along with the investigating officer, Nipen Soikia, went to Jugijan hospital. I saw the woman there. The doctor recorded the statement of the injured woman in front of me. I was present. She said the name of the accused, Boni Majumdar, and 2 other names of the accused person. She said that they set on fire. After recording the statement dying declaration, the doctor took the signature. Exhibit 4 is the dying declaration and Exhibit 4-2 is my signature. Cross. The villagers took the injured to the hospital. Nipen Soikia and I went to the hospital. The injured was lying on bed. She had burn injury on her person. I saw burn injury on her face. I saw public. The woman was in a speechless state. I did not understand what she said. I did not see whether her husband was present or not. I did not know whether she had mentioned the name of her husband or not. I put my signature when the doctor asked me to do so. I do not know whether the injured put her signature on the dying declaration or not. There is a contradiction. Regarding dying declaration signature of this accused, this witness. I do not know whether injured put her signature on the dying declaration. Next, PW7 is also not an eyewitness. Now, my lord, page 26, PW8. Complainant Sanjoy Pandit is my younger brother. Deceased Ruby Pandit was my wife. I know the accused person. The occurrence took place around 8:30 a.m. on 18/8/2014. The husband of the deceased. I went out for my workplace in the morning after taking meal. Then I got the information that my wife's condition was critical and I had to go home. I came home and saw burn injury on her person. Her whole body was burnt. Our co-villagers came and looked and took her to Jugijan Hospital. Police was present in the hospital. When Ruby was asked, she told that at the time of occurrence, Samoli was stealing eggs. Samoli was stealing eggs. And when she was caught, the accused person came and set my wife on fire by pouring kerosene oil inside the house. And the accused, if you want to save yourself, jump in the pond. Now, to apprise your lordship, this PW is a husband of the deceased. Now, question arises when Ruby, last part of the page 26, when Ruby was asked, told that at the time of occurrence, Samoli was stealing eggs. This case is stand on the egg, only one egg. Stealing of one egg. Nothing else, my lord, as so far as the face of the records. Stealing of one egg. Stealing of egg. When she was caught, the accused person came and set my wife on fire. And a person will steal if he is just adjacent to the other house, other rooms, or within the parameters of the same premises, same house. But these accused persons are residing around 500-meter distance from the house of the deceased. That is why I want to make it clear the picture. As far the record is concerned, it is not my statement, it is the statement of the Honorable Court below, and it is the statement of the witnesses that around 500-meter distance are there from one accused house to other accused house. Where a prudent man can recognize, my submission is not submission, just to enlighten your lordship. A prudent man can recognize for an egg, for a simple egg, a man will be set on fire. And it is around 8:30 a.m. She was caught, the accused person came and set my wife on fire by pouring kerosene oil inside the house, and the accused said, if you want to save yourself, save me to the pond. Now, allegation is against the accused that if you want to save yourself, you jump into the pond. Now, 500-meter distance house. I respectfully agree that 500 meters after screaming, after getting hue and cry, these people come. But can they say that you jump on the pond? Yes, they can say jump on the pond to save her life. But this is made allegation against this accused. Those who just came for seeing the incident. Oil inside the house, and the accused said, if you want to save yourself, jump into the pond. The doctor wrote the said statement and took my signature. Exhibit 4 is the dying declaration. Exhibit 4 is my signature. He is husband of the deceased. My wife died on the way to Guwahati. At the time of the occurrence, my elder son was 10 years old and my younger son was 8 years old. They were not in house at the time of incident. They were in the house of the maternal uncle. At the time of occurrence, they were at my youngest brother's house, admitted fact. I received the information at 9 o'clock. My helper and I came to my house by riding a motorcycle. I found my wife in my house itself. At the time of police also came. At that time, police also came. The BTB secretary also came. Around 50 people gathered. There were burn injury on her entire person. She was unable to move. Sanjoy Pandit, Sukhanjan Pandit, and I took my wife to the hospital. My wife and I did not state before the police that when Samoli was going after taking egg. That is the crux. My wife and I did not state before the police that when Samoli was going after taking eggs, my wife had caught fire. It is not a fact that my wife did not give statement in front of me. It is not a fact that I was responsible for setting on fire because she is husband. He is not at all in the place. It is admitted. Everybody is admitted. He was not present. Now question, my wife and I did not state before the police when Samoli was given after taking eggs. This is also most important. That will be decided by this honorable court. Next, deposition of PW9. I know the complainant as well as the accused. The deceased Ruby Pandit 2. The occurrence took place on the one day in the month of August 2014. It was around 8:30 a.m. I was in the shop. At that time, one nephew of Piyush came and informed me that Ruby Pandit caught fire. I went and picked up Ruby from water and laid her on a banana leaf. Police was informed. We took her to the hospital when police asked to do so. We meet the police on the road. She died on her way to Guwahati from Jogijan. When the doctor at Jogijan asked, Ruby had said that there are 3 accused persons set on fire. Cross. I was the BTB secretary at the time of occurrence. When I went Ruby was in a state of speaking. Her face was not completely burnt. When Ruby was at home, I had not asked her. I cannot say the name of the doctor. It is not a fact that Ruby did not give any statement in the hospital, that she did not say anything and she was not in a state of speaking anything. It is not a fact I did not state before the police that Ruby had told the name of the accused person in the hospital. It is not a fact that I have adduced false evidence today on being tutored by Piyush. Now this witness also, it is clear he is not also eyewitness on the spot. He has lifted the woman from the pond. He do not know how this lady set on fire. Now, deposition of PW10. I know the complainant Sanjoy Pandit from the day of occurrence. I do not know the accused person. On 18/8/14, while I was working as GNM nurse at Jogijan Public Health Center, a woman with burn injury was taken to the hospital, which resulted in mass activity in the hospital. Dr. K.Z. Chaudhary was on duty. So I informed him the name of the woman was Ruby Pandit. He's a hospital witness. Police came to the hospital and the condition of the patient was critical. So Chaudhary sir referred to her to Guwahati. Chaudhary sir recorded a statement of woman. I was present there. My signature was taken as a witness of the statement. Exhibit 4 is the said statement. Exhibit 4 means, my lord, dying declaration. Is my signature as a witness. When the statement was taken, Ruby Pandit was in a state of speaking. She was around 2. She was stated that 2-3 persons entered in her house and set her on fire by pouring kerosene oil. Cross. Her face was not burned. The remaining part of her person was burned. The injured was from Bengali community. When Dr. Chaudhary asked, she was saying her utterance was intelligible. I cannot say who did write her statement. I put her signature after writing. I have forgotten why did tell me to put my signature. I did not notice who take her thumb impression. You see? No. Division means also. It is not a fact that the statement was not written as per Ruby's person. She is a state witness of the hospital staff when this disease was taken to hospital. Next, my lord. Nipen Soikia. Presently, I am working as OC Ongonpani PS District, Karbi Anglong. At the time of deposition, but earlier he was in charge of the police station, Jugijan. On 18/8/14, I was working as in charge of Jugijan PP. He is the IO of this case. On that day, informant Sanjay Pandit lodged an Ijahar against the accused Mohan Bishwas, Hameli Bishwas, and Moni Majumdar, only 3 accused, about burning Ruby Pandit, the wife of his brother, by accused. After receiving the FIR, I made a GD entry by Jugijan PP GD entry number 309 dated 18/8/14 and forwarded to Osi Hujai and registered the case. Accordingly, the said case was registered as Hujai PS number 400/14 and I was endorsed to investigate the case. I recorded the statement of informant SI Subhan Kumar Das. Before filing the FIR, he made another GD entry after getting verbal information regarding the occurrence, and he visited the place of occurrence and sent the victim to Jugijan PHC, and he also recorded the dying declaration of the victim by doctor and sent the victim to GMCH for better treatment. He also recorded the statement of few witnesses and he brought the accused person to the Hujai PS, interrogated the accused Samoli Bishwas, Mohan Bishwas, and Champa Majumdar, and recorded their statement. Accused Samoli Bishwas has confessed the guilt during the time of examination. I am not Samoli Bishwas, my lord. I forwarded all the accused to jail custody. I collected the dying declaration of the victim. On 19/8/2014, I got the information about the death of the victim, Ruby Pandit, at Guwahati. I recorded statement of witness, namely Piyush Pandit, Srimati Shika Pandit, UBC Ajit Burman, and GNM Gita Devi, who were present at the time of dying declaration of the victim. I collected the copy of the dying declaration as well as the post-mortem report. After completion of investigation, I filed the charge sheet against the accused person under section 448/302/34 IPC. Exhibit 5 is the charge sheet. Exhibit 5(1) is my signature. Exhibit 6 is the CD. Exhibit 6(1) is the statement of the accused person. Exhibit 6(2) is my signature. 6(3) is statement of Srimati Champa Majumdar. Exhibit 6(3) is the statement of Champa Majumdar, alias Muni, and Exhibit 6(4) is my signature. I also collected the inquest report from GMCH Guwahati. The day of occurrence is on 18/8/14. On that day, I was busy with another case. For that reason, SI Suborno Das went to the place of occurrence for doing the investigation. At that time, I was not present as at PS GD entry was made. Entry number of so-and-so dated 18/8/14 by SI Suborno Das. He visited the place of occurrence, took the injured person to Jugijan Hospital, and victim was referred to GMC Guwahati for better treatment. And the dying declaration of the victim had been done in the Jugijan Hospital by SI Suborno Das. I did not visit the place of occurrence. After receiving the victim to Guwahati, the FIR was lodged at 5 p.m. on 18/8/14. The statement of the informant Sanjay Das recorded by me. The information is the brother of the husband of the deceased. The statement of the informant Sanjay Das was recorded by me. The informant is the brother of the husband of the deceased. At the time of recording the dying declaration, I was not present there. On 10/10/2014, I have recorded the statement of Piyush Pandit, the husband of the deceased. I cannot say when the husband of the deceased, Piyush Pandit, went out from his house. I have not written anything regarding the dispute between the husband and wife. I have submitted the charge sheet basing on the investigation of SI Subarno Das and partly of my own. The burn was committed inside the house of the husband Piyush Pandit. The burn was, my lord, kindly have a look. The burn was committed inside the house of the husband Piyush Pandit. The burn injury took place inside the house of the Piyush Pandit, which is around 500-meter distance from the other accused house. And it is very early morning at 8:30. At the time of committing the burning, the husband was outside from the house and also the children were not in the house. This is another crux. The husband was not in the house and one child is 10 years old and one son is 10 years old and one son is 8 years old, and both of them are in the house of the maternal uncle. It is not a fact that I have submitted the charge sheet on mere suspicion. Now, my lord, recording of PW12. He is a SI of Dugijan PS. While he has deposed, he was SI of traffic branch. Prior to that, he was SI of Dugijan police post. On oath, 18/8/14, I was working as ASI at Dugijan PP on the day at 9:30 AM. On BTP Secretary of Radhanagar, Sri Madhu Chakraborty informed me over phone that a lady was set fire by two women by pouring kerosene, due to which she was totally burnt and in critical condition. Accordingly, I made a GD entry by Dugijan PP entry 304 dated 18/8 and informed the matter to higher officer, and I proceeded to the place of occurrence along with the staff. I proceeded to the place of occurrence as the in charge of Dugijan PP went to the SP office Nuagaon for official purpose on that day. On the day at about 10 AM, I arrived at the place of occurrence and found that the victim Ruby Pandit was in critical state condition, and I arranged to send the victim to Dugijan PHC for her treatment. I also prayed the doctor to Dugijan PHC to record the dying declaration of the victim, as the victim was in a very critical condition. Thereafter, I again appeared at the place of occurrence at 11 AM and I draw a rough sketch map of the place of occurrence, seized some articles like gallons of kerosene, a bed sheet, a partially burned, etc. I prepared a seizure list after seizing the articles in presence of witness available there. I also record the statement of some witness, namely Debashish Roy, Moni Pandit, Sanjoy Pandit, which were seizure witness. I recorded the statement of witness Nitindra Bhomik, Biren Hira, Tudish Sarkar, Vikas Sarkar, Madhu Chakraborty, Gautam Chakraborty. I searched the house of suspected accused to arrest them. In the meantime, I came to know the arrested accused Samoli Bishas, Moni Champa, Mohan Bishas were detained by local public when they were tried to flee away. After getting this information, I, along with Lady Constable, apprehended them. After getting this information, I, along with Lady Constable, apprehended them and I sent them to the hospital for preliminary interrogation. In the meantime, I was informed by the victim's relatives that the victim was taken to GMCH and she died there. Immediately, I sent WT message to OC Bangagor PS to conduct the PM postmortem by doctor. On the same day, an FIR was lodged and the same was forwarded to OC Hujai by PS in charge Dugijan PP, and the same was handed over to IC Nipensoikia to investigate the case for further investigation. I handed over my case diary to IC Dugijan PP. I recorded a statement of witness Nirendra Bhomik, and in his statement, he stated before that the victim was making outcry by shouting that Jolo, Jolo, Jolo by Samoli, Mohan and Moni. I also recorded the statement of Viren Hira. He also stated that before me that after recovery of the victim from water, she was screaming that Mohan, Shamoli, and Moni burnt her. The said witness also stated before me that after occurrence, people gathered there. The accused Mohan, Shamoli, and Moni fled away from their house. Exhibit C6, Exhibit 65, and 161 statement of the witness Nitendra Bhumik recorded by me. Exhibit 661 is my signature. Exhibit 67 is the 161 statement of witness Biren Hira recorded by me. Exhibit 68 is my signature. Exhibit 7 is the extract copy of GDMC of dated 18/8/14, and Exhibit 7 is my signature. Exhibit 2 is the signature. Exhibit 2 is my signature. Exhibit 8 is the rough sketch map. Exhibit 8 is the rough sketch map. Exhibit 8.1 is my signature. Exhibit 6.9 is the carbon copy of prayer for recording the dying declaration of victim. Exhibit 6.10 is my signature. Now cross. The day of occurrence took place at around 9:30 a.m. and the in charge of Jugijan PP was returned at 4:55 p.m. from SP office. I have taken necessary steps of the case in between 9:30 to 4:45 p.m. I found the injured person inside the auto rickshaw in front of the house of the deceased on the road at a distance of 100 to 150 meters from the house of the deceased. The deceased was taken to Jugijan PHC and also I went there. Two constables were with me, namely Deepak and Ajit Burman. I have taken to signature of Debashish Roy, Moni Pandit, and Sanjay Pandit as Caesar witness. In the Caesar list, I also recorded a statement of Nitin Bhumik and Biren Hira. It is not a fact that witness Nitin Bhumik stated before me that Jalo, Muk, Somali, Muk, Jolo, Muk, Samoli, Mohan, and Moni. It is not a fact that witness Biren Hira did not state before me that the recovery of the victim from water, she was screaming that the accused Mohan, Samoli, and Moni burnt her. The informant of this case, Sanjay Pandit, the husband of the deceased, went out from his house. I cannot say. I have not mentioned in my diary at what time he went away. Sanjay Pandit had 3-4 children. I have not mentioned anything regarding the minor children of the deceased. I have recorded only the statement of witness Nitin Bhumik, Biren Bhumik, and Roti Sarkar, Vikas Sarkar, Madhu Chakrabarti, Gautam Sutradhar, and Sanjay Pandit. I cannot say the statement of witness recorded by me were also recorded by IO of this case. It is not a fact that the deceased victim did not state the name of the accused person. The husband of the deceased was not present at the time of treatment given in the hospital at Jugijan. Direct from Jugijan PSC, the victim was referred to MCH. Gohad, it is not a fact that I have not investigated the case properly. This is the statement of ASI when he was investigating the case. Now 13 medical officers. On 19/8/2014, Dr. Arun Majumdar, demonstrator of forensic medicine, GMCH, Guwahati, had conducted a postmortem over the dead body of the Ruby Pandit, a female body aged about 36 years in connection with the Bangalore PS GD entry 403 dated 19/8/14. The dead body was identified by the husband of the deceased, Piyush Pandit, and Constable Ajit Das. The finding and contents of the PM reports are external, appears female dead body, an average bill covered with a bed sheet. Eyes were closed, mouth is open, red and white bangles present on both wrists. Smell of kerosene was present, fingering of hair present, rigor mortis was present and fully developed. The injuries burned were present on the dead body, the face and neck, injuries front of chest and abdominal wall, entire back of chest and abdominal wall, both upper limbs, both lower limbs, staring soles, genitals. Epidermis of the burned area are pleated off at places. The burned areas are congested. The burn injuries are epidermal to remote epidermal in nature, covering 95 to 98% of the dead body surface area. Organs are congested. Death was due to shock as a result of antemortem burn injuries sustained over the dead body as described. All the injuries were epidermal to demonstrate in nature, causing 95 to 98% of the total body surface area. Time since death was 12 to 24 hours. Exhibit 9 is the post-mortem report. Exhibit 9.1 is the signature of Dr. Arun Majumdar, which I recognized. No other external injuries were found except burn injuries. 95 to 98% of the body of the disease was burnt. In the PM report, we have mentioned that smell of kerosene was found over the dead body. We have also mentioned that the face and the neck of the disease was burnt. I cannot say that after sustaining such types of injuries, how long she was surviving, but if she survived, she could speak. Now, this is the statement of the witnesses. A statement of prosecution accused. My accused is, my lord, page 48. 313 statement, my lord. This is very lengthy, my lord. She has completely denied the question put her during the examination in chief, and the allegation brought against her, she also denied, stating the fact that she is totally innocent and she was falsely implicated. Now, regarding the judgment, my lord, page 53. It is a repeat of the story of PW 1 to 12, 1 to 12 and 13. My lord, should I read or
Not necessary. to
Not
read
necessary.
All
Yes.
just the
yes,
findings.
yes, my findings? My lord, my lord, my lord, I think it will be wise to read this page 76, paragraph number 22. Last part. How this court below come into conclusion. It is pertinent to mention in this case that among other 3 charges, the offense charged under section 302 of the Penal Code is also framed against the accused person. The punishment prescribed under the said section 302 is extend to death or life and shall also be liable to fine. As per section 300 IPC, murder is defined that except in the cases hereinafter accepted, culpable homicide is murder. 1, if the act by which the death is done with an intention of causing death. 2, if the death is done with an intention of causing such bodily injury as the offender knows to be likely to cause death of that person to whom the harm is caused. 3rd, if it is done with an intention of causing such bodily injury to any person, then the bodily injury intended to be inflicted is sufficient to in the ordinary course of nature to the cause of death, which is section 300 of the IPC. For if the person committing the act knows that it is so imminently dangerous that it must in all probability cause death, for such bodily injury is likely to cause death, and commits such act without any excuse for incurring the risks of cause of death or such injury as aforesaid. There are certain exceptions. There are certain exceptional circumstances.
We can skip this.
Yes.
Yes, on the next page.
Next page, my lord. In the proven facts and page 77, in the proven facts and circumstances of the present case, it is evident that the prior to occurrence there was a quarrel, hot altercation between the victim and accused person regarding the stealing of an egg. Stealing of an egg. After some time in absence of husband, victim, the accused Samoli Biswas, Mohan Biswas, and Moni Majumdar entered into the house of the victim, deceased Ruby Pandit. My lord, after there was a quarrel, hot altercation between the victim and the accused person regarding the stealing of an egg. Not a single witness has stated deposed before this court below that there was a quarrel took place and this was the such state of affairs. And we have came across of the position of the witnesses, but this is perhaps out of presumption, learned court below has adopted it. After some times in absence of husband, victim, the accused Samoli Biswas, Mohan Biswas, and Moni Majumdar enter into the house of the victim, deceased Ruby Pandit. The accused Samoli Biswas caught hold of the victim and other co-accused person, Mohan Biswas and Moni Majumdar, set her ablaze by pouring kerosene on her body. They told to victim that if you want to save your life, then jump into the pond. At that time, they started shouting and called the people and told them that as if she set fire by herself, as if she set fire by herself. Some people came and took her out from the pond, brought her to Jugijan PHC, where first aid was provided, and after recording her dying declaration, the victim referred it to GMCH by considering her seriousness and critical grievous injuries.
2, 3, 7, and 8. Now, my lord, in these cases, there were multiple rounds of hearing before different judges. Last time the cases were heard before my lord Chief Justice Dhulia. Written argument was also given. Judgment could not be delivered for reasons, my lord, which need not be spelled out. Be that as it may, trial was over. My client was acquitted completely, so he lost all interest. So on suggestion of my lord Justice Dhulia, the withdrawal application was also filed. But then my lord had a second thought thereafter, saying that, well, so much has been spoken, at least for the academic purpose. Let me write something. But well, that could never happen. Now, my lord Justice Dhulia is there in Delhi. But my lord, may I now suggest these cases may be dismissed on the ground of not being pressed. No one is interested.
It's a criminal matter. How can we dismiss it?
Well, my lord, because it is inconsequential. It is inconsequential. My lord, let me explain why. There are two parts.
Without jurisdiction, cognizance has been
Let-
taken.
let
That
me-
was silence.
If
Let me
you want
explain.
to-
I'll explain this. Why?
1 minute. If
As
you want
per-
to withdraw it, you want to withdraw.
Very well, my lord. Withdrawal applications are there in all the 4 cases.
Okay. This item.
Item 2, 3,
Two-
7, and 8. Now, my lord, the numbers, my lord, I'm a bit confused of the withdrawal applications. They're all there on the record, in the cost
Doesn't
list.
matter, doesn't matter.
Very well.
Mr. PK Diwari,
Yes.
then the senior counsel. Press for withdrawal of this criminal petition. Staff, who appears for respondents?
I am appearing for this.
NMB Chowdhury, Leonard. Public prosecutor Arunachal.
Yes, my lord.
Arunachal Pradesh appears for the respondents. Criminal revision is accordingly dismissed and withdrawn. Separate orders, item 2, 3, 7, and 8. Yes.
Very
My lord, my lord, similar prayer in 4, 5, and 6, my lord. I appear for the petition and connected matters, my
Withdrawal,
withdrawal. My
4, 5, and 6. Mr. P. D. Nair and a counsel for the. For the counsel, press for withdrawal of the present criminal revision. So, Mr. Swamthro appears for Arunachal Pradesh. Criminal revision is dismissed and withdrawn. Item 4,
5 and 6, my lord.
5, and 6. Item 9 is the. What is this IA?
I for withdrawal, my lord.
IA in view of the order pass, IA stands disposed.
My lord. Deeply obliged. Sorry.
Sorry, no problem. My lord, I just to point it out, my item number 1,
Yeah.
whether your lordship will take up this matter or not.
No, thing is that so far relating to Mizoram,
My lord.
I cannot take it up. But others I can take.
No, my lord, that
Item 1.
item 1, my lord, that's a monitor, that item 1 has nothing to do, just monitor the matter.
I do not think if Mizoram is not having any objection.
No, we don't have any of it.
Because it's a monitoring.
My lord,
And there was, so far I recall, there was no cases.
in respect of Mizoram, there is no case.
Mizoram,
In Mizoram, there are 4 cases, your lordship.
not here.
Not here, not here.
Not here.
Not, here it was
In
nil.
Aizawl, all in Aizawl.
No cases of Mizoram in pending before this cycle.
My lord.
I cannot take up item number 9 and item number 14.
Not check.
Not only, no. Also, I will not take up 10 and 11. 10 I cannot take up, 11.
10, 11, subject to your lordship. Can it be after 4 weeks, lordship? 10 and 11, lordship.
No, Mr. My brother cannot take up.
Lordship.
So we'll list it before bench.
Yes, yes.
Item 9. List this before a bench without one of us. You put justice.
Item number 14 also.
Without one of us, my lord, it sometimes create confusion, my lord. Can the name be put into the bracket?
That's what I've done. Sir.
Yes.
Item 10 and 11, same order.
And item 14.
Item 14, same order. Yes.
In item number 14 also, I believe Lordship may not like to pick.
We've already passed it.
We've passed orders.
14 also.
Highly applied. Item 9, 10, 11, 14, we have passed orders.
Not by one of us.
Without one of us. Yes, call up.
Lordship 14 also. 14 also, Lordship.
14 also, sir.
Yes.
9, 10, 14.
So item 1.
Item 1. Admission.
One is just monitoring, my lord. One is, I think, just monitoring the others matters, my lord. Because as per our honorable apex code order, that has been used. And so far as my lord, Mizoram is concerned, my lord, there is a list, my lord, 4 cases are there, but they are not listed before this honorable court.
So we have filed an affidavit to have been in that regard, stating about the like stages and like which are the cases pending before the ISO.
The one also saying affidavit.
Nagalek?
I can, you can see the next occasion, what is the, how it is progressed.
Mr. TJ Mandal and extending counsel. Got it. Also heard Mr.
I'm A. Kalita also.
Kalita, Leonard Advocate General.
I'm appearing for 3, 7 and 11.
I'm Didi Goswami for Arunachal.
DD Goswami, Leonard.
Additional.
Additional General Arunachal Pradesh. MS. Additional Advocate General, isn't that? Your additional Advocate General. Nagaland. Stop. The respondents have filed their respective counter affidavits. When do you want?
Even updated status may not be by evidence, affidavit, but even how, what is the
Status.
On the next day, we can apprise.
For the respondent.
Maybe after 4 weeks,
Shall give an update status by the next 1 week. Stop.
maybe some more time, yes. Lordship.
List the matter after
6 weeks, Lordship.
6 weeks.
but there are some other methods. It will be listed, First and foremost, there are some uninterest where as Supreme Court decision will have to continuously take up and dispose of.
We'll list it after 3 weeks. We list it after 3 weeks.
Fine.
List the matter after 3 weeks.
As you know.
Deeply.
12 and 13. Ordered.
Oblige, Lordship. May it please the Lordship. Lordship, the police case from which this appeal, this criminal petition and the bail application emanates, Lordship. This case has been returned in FR. Therefore, I do not think anything remains. If I may.
Yes, what do you say?
Yes, final report already is submitted by the CBI, so no case at all against me.
No problem.
They will dispose of this infectious.
Lordship,
Hurt, Mr.
US Burgoyne.
US Burgoyne, let me contact petition. Also heard Mr. RKD Chowdhury.
I'm appearing for the CBI, Lordship.
Standing counsel.
Lordship, the deputy SGF. They have requested. me.
Appearing on behalf of the CBI. The Lennox deputy SGI. has produced the final report of filed by the CBI in respect of the petition. Stop. And
There was a,
final report in the form of closure has been produced by the deputy STI. Stop. Then that means when this accordingly, these petitions are disposed of as infractors.
Well, I appeared for response number.
Mr. Leonard Edison, Advocate General, Arunachal Pradesh, appears on behalf of the, which responded
For response number.
state of Arunachal.
And I may also be given a copy of the.
I will make a copy of this. I will give me, Lordship, if I will make a copy and give it this. Lordship.
Anticipatory bail also we can
That
discuss
also goes. Lordship.
along with the.
Lordship, I may be permitted to make a copy and we
Okay.
return it there, Lordship.
The final report in the form of closure is placed on record. You give him a copy? Yes.
Highly obliged.
ইমান ডাঙৰ বেঞ্চ এখন মানে যেতি ক্ৰিমিনেলছ লিষ্ট